Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So Palantir has absolutely had a monster day. My portfolio was up at one point over $30,000 and most of it was from Palantir. Some of it was from Rocket Lab, but most of it was from Palantir. So very nice day. There was two major announcements. So I want to quickly go over what they were, what they mean for the stock, and then I want to answer the age-old question of should we sell Palantir now? Because I think most of us would agree that the stock is overvalued at this point. So I'm going to go into this in the end. If I'm selling, if I'm buying more, what am I doing with my Palantir stocks? So as always, if you're here, just please make sure that you're subscribed. And you can go ahead and also like the video, you know, all this good YouTube stuff. Let's begin with the video. So one of the first announcements was that Palantir has a new AIP Con tomorrow at this is going to be called AIP Con 3, and for a moment there was a conspiracy theory, or I don't know what it was. We are too excited, especially when the stock goes 10% in a day. The Palantir community got too excited, and we read into this invite that OpenAI is a customer of Palantir, and that was because of the line that is here. So in addition to showcasing the impact of AIP on their business, customers at the AIP Con will lead their own AIP bootcamp. Speakers include 20 plus newly announced customers and partners, including Lennar, General Mills, Lowe's, Cone Health, and OpenAI is mentioned here. And then luckily, Chad, who is a forward deploy engineer at Palantir, you know, really like him. He's fantastic member of a Palantir community. He started community noting us, and he said, look here, it says customers and partners. So let's not get distracted here. So OpenAI is not a customer of Palantir, but it is a partner, I guess, that powers some of their LLMs. Why was this such big news? So one of them was that they are saying that the AIP Con is oversubscribed. They're going to unveil 20 plus new customers and partners. So that means that they're, you know, firing at all cylinders. And as far as I understand, this is the biggest AIP Con to date, with 60 customers showcasing what they have done. So that's pretty crazy. I'm going to be making videos about this. I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers are going to do as well. But so this means that Palantir is really delivering. You know, everything is accelerating, and you know, we are priced for quite some growth, but what we're priced at is still like at around, you know, the high 20s or maybe 30% growth. So if they're growing very much, can they maybe beat this and then Palantir is undervalued? That sure seems like it based on the market's reaction today. So this was news number one. News number two was that Palantir was awarded, is it the same news twice? I don't know what I did here. So here it is. So the Army selects Palantir to deliver Titan's next generation deep sensing capability in prototype maturation phase. I don't know why that was so hard. So why is this big news? Because the contract, to be honest, is not so big. It's $170+ million contract for over 2 years. So that's maybe an 85 million revenue this year. And Palantir is like going to deliver 2.6 billion in revenue this year. So this is not even a 4% increase in the revenue, and probably this was already thought with when they did their guidance. Why this is such big news is because this means that Palantir is the first defense software prime. This is a lot of prestige. They're going to deepen their ties with the DoD, and this also means that they're going to work with other companies to deliver this vehicle, which this is my understanding. I'm in no way an Army expert. So they need to deliver 10 of these vehicles. And this vehicle is basically being designed around AI. This is in collaboration with some other companies. Let me see if it's here. One of the notables is, let me see if I find it here. I don't find it here. But Anduril is one of the companies. They beat out Raytheon, which is a dinosaur defense company. So that's, again, very big prestige, probably a sign of more contracts to come. This is not such big news for the revenue. So the 10% jump, I'm not sure that it was justified today, although, again, it felt very, very nice for the portfolio. So now for the age-old question of, should we sell Palantir? Should we take profits? Is it too expensive to buy now? So let me answer as bluntly as I can. So I'm definitely not buying Palantir at these levels, but I'm also most 100% definitely not selling. I did write covered calls today with a 2-day expiry at 27.50, and I got effed on those contracts because my real-time interactive brokers was not working, and I don't want to go into it, but I was supposed to get $2,000 for my contracts for these 2 days, which I thought was a very good deal. And I ended up getting $500, but I called interactive brokers, fixed the issue anyways, whatever. So I'm definitely not selling. I'm writing covered calls. And even if it goes in the money, which I don't think it will, if it does, I will roll it out because I'm not letting these shares being called away from me. I want to tell you a story. On Palantir Weekly, there is a guy called Dom, and he is a very, very early NVIDIA investor as far as I remember. And this story got burnt into my mind. I remember when NVIDIA had their first NVIDIA quarter and the stock jumped to 300 something. And I remember Amit asking him, it's so good that you've been holding NVIDIA for so long, and it's so good that you're, so much up on your shares, but it's clearly overvalued. Do you think that it's overvalued? And he was like, yeah, I do think that it's overvalued. Okay, so don't you think it's time to sell? And he said, no, the thesis is not broken. The company is doing good. And I believe that they're going to grow. And the next quarter, NVIDIA reported earnings that made the 300 price look extremely cheap. And that's because this guy was a long-term investor and he let his winners ride. And, the great companies, they surprise you. And this is what I think is going to happen with Palantir, that with the data that we have today, the stock is expensive, yes. But if we just let Palantir do its thing, maybe in 1 or 2 or 3 quarters, we are also going to have an NVIDIA quarter where we're going to look back at 26 and we're like, shit, we should have been selling everything else in our portfolios and we should have been buying Palantir. And to be honest, I've been with Palantir quite a long time now and quite a journey. I started buying at 12. That was my first buy. And then I kept adding at 10. And then I kept adding at 8. And then I think our lowest buy was somewhere in the 6s. And I have a cost basis of somewhere between 8 and 9. I don't remember the exact cost basis. And what I'm trying to say with this is there was no point during this time when the stock was cheap. There was always people making videos about how the stock is overvalued, it's going to go lower. And then when they had the crazy good quarter, when they announced that they are going to be profitable, and they actually reached surprise profitability, and the stock jumped from $7 to $9. And there was Chicken Genius, very big YouTuber, respected up to that point. He was supposed to be a long-term Palantir stockholder, and he sold because he said that this is going to come back down. Now it's very, very expensive. So he kind of disclosed himself as a very short-term minded investor. And there was many other YouTubers and supposedly long-term investors who were selling, and they said, this stock is going to go back below 7. You will see, you will have a chance to buy again. Where are those people now? And then the same story when it went to 13, the same story when it went to 16. And those people, let me tell you, they don't look so smart today. And I suspect that this is going to be the case with 26. But if you ask my honest opinion, I'm not buying at this point because it is quite overvalued based on the data that we have today. But I'm going to let this winner ride. I'm more than 200% up on this stock. It's the first stock that I've been up so much. So it feels very, very nice. And I think there's a lot more of this to come. So thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. If you feel you got value out of this and you want to support the channel, then you can join the channel membership or you can join Patreon. The link is in the description box below. You get the same perks everywhere, which is nothing at this point. It's more like just supporting the channel. Plus you get access to my valuation models. But as always, the most important is that you're here, you're watching, and you're subscribed. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao, ciao.